Early on in my high school experience, I was having a really hard time fitting in. I really felt like an outsider and not accepted at all. And so one day at our school, they said they were having what they called a spirit day. It was a day when we dressed up and we're supposed to exhibit our school spirit. And I thought, this is my opportunity. I'm going to fit in. And we were supposed to dress up. And I'll be honest with you, I forgot until the Friday of. And so in a panic, I went to my grandmother and I said, Grandmother, you got to help me dress up. I don't know what to do. And so she said, come with me. She took me to her underwear drawer, which should have been a warning sign, but I loved my grandmother. And out of her underwear drawer, she pulled a stocking and she said, here, put this over your head. I was desperate, so I did. And she said, here, take these Plinko pieces. It was a game with little plastic pieces. She said, stuff these under the stocking. It'll make you look like an alien. It did. Anyway, I went to school that day dressed like that and thinking this is going to be it. I'm going to fit in. You would think I would have clued in when no one wanted to sit with me at the bus, when people tripped me all day and snapped those Plinko pieces. You would have thought I clued in when they were throwing me into garbage cans and stuffing me into lockers, but I didn't. I remember going home that day completely destroyed. I felt humiliated, embarrassed, alone. And I made a vow to myself that day. I said, I'm never going to let this happen to me again. And that day I put on a different mask, a mask that I thought was going to protect me, but in so doing, I lost myself. I became a person I wasn't supposed to be. And here's the application. Just as we wear physical masks to shield ourselves from harm, we often also wear metaphorical masks to protect our inner selves. And we think that these masks are going to serve as shields, guarding our vulnerabilities and insecurities from the world outside. They're like an armor we try to put on in the face of judgment, rejection, and pain. But while they may offer temporary refuge, they also obscure our true identities, concealing our authentic selves beneath a facade. And maybe that's why we feel like no one really knows us. Our social media persona isn't really us. And so what am I learning? I'm learning that vulnerability isn't a weakness. Rather, it's a key aspect of what it means to be human. It's the act of shedding these masks that we uncover genuine connection, empathy, and acceptance. Yes, I understand your fear, the hesitancy, especially when past experiences have left you wounded. But I have learned to trust in the unwavering love of a compassionate God who longs to mend our brokenness and offer us healing. And we can only experience this healing when we let down our guard and let Him in. God has established His church to be a space where we can find refuge and support in our journey towards authenticity. His church has been tasked to become places where we can learn to love and grow together, free from fear or judgment or rejection. So could we fight for that again? Let's dare again to shed our protective layers, embracing our flaws and imperfections, for it's in our vulnerability that we discover our strength and forge meaningful relationships. Let's tear down the walls we've built and reveal the beauty of who God says we really are, unmasked and unafraid. And that is a stepping stone to being who God has created you to be.